Welcome to my channel, Also Love TV. We do tarot here, lots of other things. I've been on the YouTube for a long time and just absolutely love our community here, and really enjoy sharing the tarot with you guys. My intention with tarot is divine guidance and loving clarity. I offer online yoga, meditation, breathwork, and EFT alongside the tarot. So feel free to check out all the products. There's a merchandise line, there's online courses. I published a book a few years ago about emotional alchemy, divine guidance, and loving clarity here for Gemini. Let's get into these readings, or the messages rather, for my Gemini. Gemini, divine guidance and loving clarity. What be going on with the Gemini? There's you're moving into some like a voidal space to then release a long-standing burden. Page of Cups reverse, like receiving messages that I like, not wanting to hear stuff, not wanting, and then moving into the void. Like you're like, I just need to take my things and move, get it, get back into this sort of rewilding. The moon energy, howling with the moon, and taking what you need and moving, getting to calmer waters here, mentally speaking. There could have been information that come out or something where you had illumination, but the illumination might have made you feel disempowered, and so then you're moving forward away from the disempowerment. So uncomfortable, burdensome, a bit confusing, but the illumination is appropriate. The illumination of the Hanged Man to moving you into the void to release a burden, long-standing burden, energetics, right? Spirituality, as in things we carry with us unconsciously, often is the case. Energies from other people, drives and motivations from other people. They're heavy for us. They're not authentic to us. If they're authentic, they wouldn't feel heavy. They feel heavy because they're not ours to carry any longer. I'm hearing like, what is this referring to? Because there's everything. There's fire, air, earth, water. So it's like, Gemini, there's something about feeling disempowered. Like I don't have all the tools necessary or something. That's maybe part of the blockage, like receiving a message that's like, man, that feels like shit, or man, that message makes me feel like I can't do good, or I can't do enough, or I'm never gonna be enough. Like fuck that. I'm gonna take my thoughts and move to my moon, my essence. And then there's like letting go. It's like we can carry these, but it's gonna break our back. It's not gonna allow, like this person's back is hunched, just heavy. If we're in this space, we can't be in this space and like the happy 10 of cups at the same time. You know, it's like vibrationally impossible. So for now, we're like, okay, I gotta figure out how to release the burden. And the burden's connected to maybe not believing in ourselves, or there could be ancestral stuff. So this is a Queen of Pentacles, so ancestral lineage, the mother lineage based on the card. The Queen is the maternal. So there could be some unconscious thinking here about like, I can't be this, or I can't be that, or I can't make money this way, or you know. So, and they were like, oh my God, of course, that's why I was doing it that way, or that's why I didn't believe in myself, or that's why those things or those messages were triggering me in such a way. So it's like going to the void is going into the healing darkness, right? Taking ourselves and a few things we need to that voidal space to figure out how to let this go, or how to just keep moving forward to release it. There's definitely something about like rewilding. This is like feeling a prison of our own mind. Okay, so a lot of it is of our, and there's duality all obviously within all of it, but like there's a sense of we're creating the situation for our own benefit, for our own liberation in such a way. There's a suddenly these eights come through, and the three, there's a bunch of water energy, and I feel like that could be potentially like drinking too much, or like genuinely being around energies that just drain the frick out of us, like and that on a certain level we're probably aware this isn't good for me, like this doesn't feel good to me, I don't really want to be pouring energy into this, but it's there, and it's, again, unconsciously we're on some level connected to this mother wound, or connected to this I don't believe in myself, or I'm not going to be able to do that, or I can't have that. And there's something that needs to be released. And this is often eclipse energy. We need to let go of these burdens. We need to let go of these senses of responsibility. We need to let, right? And just be you in the darkness, in the void, in the wild, as it were. Because this stamped, or this signature right now, doesn't, it feels to me, Gemini, that you have to find your own way through to then be in that receiver mode where the clearest energy is the moon with the six of swords moving you forward, and the hangman, illumination, but the illumination's coming in the mix of disempowerment, like when we're around a bunch of people but we're not really at home there, and it can be draining or like disorienting, that kind of feel. So you're like, I gotta find a way to walk away from this, or move away from this, or get away from this. And then it's like getting away from this and being like, oh my God, thank God. And then releasing the burden that this, I'm hearing like kind of shitstorm energy has stirred. But this is the illumination, the freedom break, potentially. Potentially. There's something mysterious here, Gemini, like with the moon as well. And this is stuff coming more online for more people, but there could be like shamanic, mysterious, spiritual stuff that like there's a little bit of suppression around it, which could be kind of looping and causing the I don't feel it. I feel, or I'm not enough, or I don't have the tools at my disposal, because there's actually some like sacred wisdom or some kind of like potent, mysterious spiritual gift that you're like, yeah, try to hide it. Maybe because of ancestral stuff, right? Maybe because of past emotional burdens. Maybe because some people around us make us think we're not good enough, or make us feel like we can't express it, right? Like people around us who are like, yeah, okay, I don't, when people are like, they're present, but we don't feel seen or heard, right? They're just like, oh my God, okay. And then, so you're like, I think I have to let this situation go, or I think I have to maybe move away from the situation. Either way, there's a sense of like, take a mini trip, take a mini break, get into the wild, get into that sense of like, what needs to go, Gemini? What needs to be released? What's not coming around? What's not serving you? What's not feeling good? There's a bunch of stuff here as far as like certain messages coming in, maybe from a child, maybe from somebody younger than you, right? Some friends connected probably to a past kind of reality or something that you're just like, you know what, I don't think I'm feeling that anymore. I want to move toward this. And then you move towards this, and then it stirs up all these burdens like, oh my God, I'm not allowed, or I can't do it, or so-and-so is going to be mad at me, or whatever. But again, I'd keep moving forward, because you're not like, moving back or looping is just you staying blinded, you staying in the prison of your own reality kind of thing. Nice. And I'm like, what's coming in? 10 of Cups. What's coming in? Lots of you stepping away from anxiety. I'm hearing like underlying anxiety, and you release the burden, you'll attract the life you want. It's pretty effing clear when I'm looking at like what's coming in after you release the burden. Loving partnerships, creative partnerships, high vibrators, flying. Let's create together. Let's have magical times together. Woo! Let's go swimming in the sea together. A whole bunch of fun coming in. Gemini, it is deserved, but there's a certain amount of devotion. It's like you do need to as in the self needs to devote itself to the self at some point of the journey. It's not a selfish thing. It's a heart-centered commitment to your expansive journey, to your creative life, right? Versus other people being like, okay, you could never do that, or past mental things from the, I'll hear my mom say this in my mind, or no, nobody, I can never win, or I'm always alone, or whatever it is that we hear these things that we're like, or like, we might hear society say, well, women could never not make money this way, or etc. So there's like an excavation, a deep excavation through the void, through this probably like, I just have to go get clear, and then like, the void, what am I gonna fucking do? And then there's like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to hang out with these people anymore. I don't want to do this thing anymore. So I might as well just be happy. Let's get into some final layers. Yeah, this is kind of about shining your light, and I'm actually feeling a lot of resistance to that card. Like, no. As in, maybe there's an attraction to the darkness, or there's an attraction to, I'm hearing victimhood. I don't feel like it's that stark, as it were, but like, there is that, like an attachment to not feeling good enough, an attachment to, oh, but I can't, magician reverse, because so-and-so said this, or because my mom said that 20 years ago, or because whatever. I dealt with anxiety one time. There, we can make any number of excuses, but I would dare say there's a real reward for you to kind of carry on, move forward, go into the void, be in the void, hang out in the void, see the burdens for what they are, and be willing to let them go. Know your mystery, own your divine mystery, Gemini, and let go of the naysayers. If even just for like a few days or whatever, let go of the people that make us feel heavy, make us feel burdened, make us feel like we're not good enough, make us feel like it will never happen for us. Once we see that it's other people's energies around us, or other things going on that are imprinting or impacting our energetic field to make us feel a certain way that's familiar, but at the same time we're like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. Move forward out of it and do the healing work to liberate yourself, to shed the burden and go, fuck it. I just want to be happy, and this isn't happy for me. This job, this situation, even if it's our own creative stuff that we're like, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a magician. I don't want to be a queen, whatever. I just want to be with the people I love, and swimming in the sea, and I don't know, hanging out with the birds and the bees, and loving. These people seem really happy. They're like, yay, look at our home. Woohoo, look at us. Especially that liberation point after all the burden, after all the like, and then moving toward that. I mean, that could be the next 10 months. Might not be like right away, but it's saying the release point, letting go of something, then could bring in your king or queen, right? The queen. You being the queen of your reality can bring in the counterpart, right? But there's like, it's all like spiritual. It's all like in your own consciousness field. It's not necessarily in the physical reality yet, right? Because there seems like still a lot of like letting go of old ways, and seeing things for what they are, and like, but that's eclipse energy too. That's why it's quite radical, is that yes, physical things can happen, but actually we're all having we're all having our own creative experience, which the biofeedback loop is helping us to digest and make sense, and then continue to co-create, or continue to move forward into the vision that our spirit holds, right? So again, there's some space here, just being on your own, to cultivate, to ground, to like, I just had like this vision of seeing like a child in a sandbox, or like that. Yeah, just being, creating, just, there's no when you're a kid, when you're a child and you're playing, there's no like having to get to the end goal, is there? Like, you just play. And that playing is the creation. And then we get adulted. We get traumatized into like fitting in and go by the rules, and this is how you create life, and denied the power that we are. This gem, this mystery, this vital like backdrop that actually allows all of us to have the physical three-dimensional experience through the tension, through the contrast. It's so profound that often our little mental human intellectuals block our expansion because it's not rational or logical, but we're not but then again, our perception on a three-dimensional level isn't actually based in any kind of universal creative laws. It's based on man-made, like I must control everything, and because I'm scared, I'm separate and frightened of death. The expansion, the evolutionary expansion, is a unified field, eternal vision expansion, right? That allows us to live as a human species on this planet in a greater, higher harmonic, more empathy, more compassion, more integrity in our learning and teaching of these kind of cosmic laws to expand. That's my own point of attraction, right? That's part of us all getting into these online spaces to share the visions that we're holding and empower one another to be that and create that, right? A lot of us have in this shift experience the biofeedback of our self-doubt, as in other people being like, you crazy. Oh, you think you can, like whatever that might be, to then continue to purge and heal and clear and be the new, right? And it's not looking like the old, but it's as joyful, it's as enticing. That's part of the wave form of the greater awakening, is that the waves of us are being led by the other waves, showing us the way, showing that we can heal, we do transform, we are in a much more masterful sort of dominion of the cellular body and the projections that we see. But so often is the case, we all have certain contracts or tensions or karmic loops that we need to absolve ourselves of. Usually feel it and heal it and feel it and heal it until it's not coming in, right? It's not coming into our reality anymore, until we can go, I'm done with it. No. For some of you, there's movement coming through as a potent cleansing spiritual practice, as in what do I do? How do I, so many, it's so real. Oh, how do I let go? For some of you, it could just be as simple as, move your body, get on the mat, do some breath work, asanas, do your postures, get into your body, move around. And prepare yourself, Gemini, in a certain way. With the Queen of Wands, I'm like I say it with love, but there's a part of me that's like, get over yourself and just shine. Like these past cycles are like, oh, I couldn't, or I'll never, or there's a lot of heavy, weighty disappointment. Like, oh no, I like keeping ourselves in the dark, keeping our own self blindfolded. Because what if I don't do, or what if I can't do, or whatever. And it's like, dude, you have all of the wisdom. You literally have access to the wisdoms and the gifts and the mystery. It's like just trusting that, trusting your connection, rather than listening to what other people say, rather than listening to old cycles of behavior that probably made us feel pretty freaking rough, like Nine of Trees, wounded, tired, confused. Those are not energetic alignments, right? Those are I gotta break free. You got to break free. You gotta move forward, go into the dark, feel the weight of it, feel the burden of it, feel the polarity of the burden of the past or the burden of other people's thinking or other people's distortions versus your vision. Joyful, happy, like there's the vision. Move into it. Asanas. Get into your spiritual practice here, Gemini. It will serve you. And then shine your light. I'm like annoyed with myself just saying it to you, but I'm like, shining your light so that people can see you is important. And for some reason, I'm feeling a lot of resistance around that. Maybe it's the Taurus energy next to it in the reverse. Like, no, fuck you. I don't want to. It's like a stubborn energy of like, I don't want to shine my light. Okay. Maybe there's trauma around it. I don't know. but either way, there's a little resistance, like, who am I to shine, that kind of thing. Like, I shan't shine too bright, but I'm looking at that Queen of Wands being like, sorry, you're already shining. So it's almost like at this point you have to work harder to stay in the shits than just going, fuck it, I'm gonna be happy. Pardon my potty mouth. I'm gonna shine. I am what I am. I do what I do. I shine how I shine. And then, like, be that. And I'm hearing, just wait for the fucking people to come in and reflect that, Gemini, because this is almost, I would dare say, almost like hurting your soul. That's what I'm hearing. Like, and that's a little dramatic, but that's kind of how it feels, I think, when we're coming to the end of a cycle. That we're like, ouch, ow, 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 fuck, 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 and then we're like, I gotta go. And then finally, final, I can't, I don't want to do it. I'm sorry, I tried. Or I don't want to think that way. I sorry self, I tried. However it exhibits. But then it's like, get into your personal practice. The asanas, get into your personal practice. Dive into the mysteries, Gemini. You're on it. For you to cultivate in the physical reality. If we're not fully embodying, like, the truth of our spirit or the knowing of our spirit, it will keep hitting up against us. Because for a lot of us, that's what we're here to shine. We're here to shine part of the integrity of our spirit into the world. And of course, old paradigm energies would be like, psh, yeah, okay, spirit. Like the amount, like a lot of us, like people denying that love is anything important at all. And I'm like, it's just the backbone of all of creation. Okay. As a frequency, we're talking about energetics. We're talking about the base bone sort of sacred geometric structures that make up the experience that we're experiencing, right? Anywho, I digress. I ramble on. I'm noticing the hair probably needs a bit of a trim. I'm still dealing with, like, really bad, like, dead ends. So every time I give it a trim, it doesn't take long before it suddenly looks dead endy again. But that's not important. What's important is you gotta love yourself, to thine own self be true. Have a wonderful month, Gemini. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing, subscribing if you like. That way you'll get updates every day. I do the daily readings Monday to Friday, monthly readings. Patreons get ad-free first access. Patreons get exclusive weekly content, mainly like a weekly reading just for the Patreons. They also get access to the online courses, to the online yoga crew. And I think that's it. Feel free to go and subscribe to All to Love. We're having a little bit of a break from email, newsletter, shout out. So some of you, if you're like me, you'll be into that. You'll like, you subscribe and never hear from me again. That's untrue, but I don't like getting bombarded by salesy stuff, so I don't do that. So yeah, check out All to Love. If you're subscribed, you might from time to time get reminded about stuff. But that's also where you can book readings, book sessions with me, and then find all the products that we're selling and promoting to build the brand and support a little community here. So thank you guys so much. That is all. Happy month of October, Gemini. Thank you for being here. Take care. Peace out.